through Fox News and let the independents who are tuning into you, let them know what it is that she stands for, the principles behind her positions.
It used to be that new candidates were advised to brush up on the issues so they could handle questions from anyone, even tough questions. The idea behind that was that it prepared you also for actually governing. But now the advice to candidates is only to talk to sympathetic reporters.
We need to start now by electing strong leaders who aren't afraid to shake it up. We need strong, principled leaders, public servants who respect our Constitution.
Also, what does it say when someone sitting in the office of a Republican U.S. Senator from Georgia sends out a menacing anti-gay comment to the blog of a gay rights advocate? Well, an unsigned statement put out by Saxby Chambliss' staff admits that someone sitting in the senator's office was apparently behind the incendiary gay-bashing slur. And now the Senate Sergeant-at-Arms, who was appointed by a Democrat, is investigating the matter. Up next, a hideous anti-gay insult posted on a website during an internet, discussion about gays in the military is being traced back, or has been traced back, to the office of Republican Senator Saxby Chambliss of Georgia. Chambliss' staff released an unsigned statement admitting it came from his office. We're back on Tuesday night as the U.S. Senate failed to move forward on repealing Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Someone calling himself or herself Jimmy posted a comment on a gay rights blog that said, quote, all gays must die, though this Jimmy in this case used an anti-gay slur far worse than gays. It was a nasty, nasty comment. Well, the blog's author was able to trace the comment and determine that it appeared to come from a computer in the office of Republican Senator Saxby Chambliss of Georgia. On Wednesday, someone in Chambliss' office put out a statement that said, in part, the Sergeant-at-Arms has worked side by side with our personnel to determine whether the comment in question emanated from our office. That appears to be the case. There has not been a determination as to who posted the comment. We invited Senator Chambliss, by the way, or someone from his office to come appear on Hardball tonight. Neither the senator nor someone from his office agreed to come. Let's turn now to Democratic Congressman Jared Polis of Colorado and R. Clark Cooper, who's the executive director of the Log Cabin Republicans. Well, late today, somebody grabbed a hold of the Senator Chambliss, the Hill newspaper reporter, apparently was one of the reporters, and got him to say it came from his office. I don't know. No, you know that everybody who works in your office works for you. Anybody gets into your office, it's your responsibility. What's your reaction to this and the way he's handled it?
Yeah, he ought to be able to find out who did it. You know, we're talking about an office with 6 people, 8 people, 10 people tops. Find out what the computer terminal was, who was in the office at the time. You get it down to 2 or 3 people. You find out. You take quick action. The real problem is, how many Republican staffers are out there have these kinds of crazy ideas that are so far removed from the American mainstream and contrary to our American values?
Is there still these throwbacks in these offices of Republican congresspeople and senators?
Not at all. In fact, you
not at all.
No.
Wait a minute. This didn't happen.
No. Hey, this is one bad apple, and Senator Chambliss himself said, "I will not tolerate any sentiment like that." And I just want to.
So why does he grab the? Why doesn't he find out who did it?
Well, he's going through the due process. In fact, I think it's actually appropriate that the Sergeant-at-Arms investigate the IP address. And by the way, he doesn't have just 6 or 8 staffers. Senator Chambliss has 42 or 44 staffers.
You are playing defense here, Clark, and I don't know why. This apparently came from his Atlanta office. It didn't come from his Washington office or any committee of staffers. It came from one office in Atlanta, and then somebody in the office did it. Why doesn't he call up this office, talk to his chief of staff, and find out how he did it? Why is he bringing in the Democratic appointed Sergeant-at-Arms who doesn't even know the people in the office? Wouldn't you, if you were the boss, want to find out immediately and find out who did it and take responsibility and not try to outsource it?
Of course. And so I'm not Senator Chambliss, but I would presume that this staffer probably won't have a job in the near future. It's a no-go. I don't think any member, House, Senate, Republican or Democrat, would tolerate it.
How many weeks do you think he should have to find out who did it?
Oh, I don't know. I would say that this is going to be probably taken care of very quickly. I'm not going to guess as to the process or timeline for the Sergeant-at-Arms. What they're probably doing is looking to make sure that they have this airtight so that they can actually move forward and take the corrective personnel action.
The Hill has changed from when I worked there. Yeah. In my day, a politician was Congressman, you get in here. You are responsible for everybody who works in your office. They serve at your pleasure. It's not a civil service. You don't have to go through the procedures. You find out who did it and you nail them. Your thoughts, Congressman?
I was going to say, first of all, Clark has a tough job being a member of a club that doesn't want him as a member. But moving beyond that, again, this is something that if it takes more than a couple days, it begins to get suspicious. So, look, a benefit of the doubt. Another day day, 2 days. If it takes beyond that, I mean, what's the problem? There's a limited number of suspects. You talk to them. Was it an intern? Was it a paid staffer? I don't know. What are the values of the people in your office? What's the procedure you're going to put in place in the future to make sure your office knows not to do this kind of thing?
I'd probably start with the people named James. Anyway, thank you, Congressman Jared Polis and Clark Cooper. Boy, you were manfully defending all Republicans tonight.